and welcome back to Ascension TV Online. I'm Caroline Mary, I'm your host, and today we have the amazing Chrystal Rose.
Yay!
Yay! I'm so happy to be chatting with Chrystal. I've been wanting to interview Chrystal basically since I started Ascension TV, and really my greatest wish is to interview the beautiful people that I know and get their work out in the world and share with, share our viewers with each other and cross-pollinate communities. So I'm going to just tell you a little bit about Chrystal Rose. She is amazing. She lives down in, I want to say in Surrey, but maybe I've got that
It's
wrong.
just below Surrey.
Surrey,
Hampshire's
yeah.
just below Surrey.
This is
And
because
it's close enough.
it's where, sorry?
It's close enough.
Close enough.
Yeah.
The reason I'm realizing I don't know all those details, I've got words going through my mind, but the thing is, I know Chrystal the most because Chrystal is a co-author of mine. She wrote in Energy Healers Oracle Volume 1. Were you in Volume 2 as well?
Volume 1 and 2
One
and
and
the
two.
Intuitives Oracle.
And
That's
the
my
intuitive oracle. So if you don't already know, I'm in this book, The Intuitive Oracle, and Chrystal was a very good friend of Angela Aurora Medway Smith, who has been a mentor of mine on and off for years, and the lead author in all the books many of the books I've been in. And this one comes out in November, so just a few weeks time. So check out both of our social medias if you're interested, Chrystal Rose and Caroline Mary on Facebook, because you'll find the link and you can buy it on Amazon. And there's so many beautiful tools in there. Chrystal is also the founder of the Divine Energy International, a beautiful organization to support healers and offer energy healing. And she's also the mother of Divine Energy Healing. Yeah. And I have been attuned to this healing, so I absolutely know how beautiful it is. I was really lucky to be invited to join them in the healing festival down in a healing weekend, sorry, in Somerset. So I'm going to hand over to you because apparently I can't get my words out today. Chrystal, how
That's all
about
right.
you tell us about yourself? In fact, we were going to do a prayer, so
I know, that's what I'm doing now. I was just going to say, we'll do a little
I'm
open
going to
prayer. That's why
rewind.
we can't get our words out.
That's why I
Father
can't get my words out.
God,
You go
Great
ahead. I'm going to
Spirit,
hand over to Chrystal. We're going to do a beautiful prayer.
Divine Creator of all that is, we ask that you bless the messages we send to people today and for our chat around all things healing, and to send that healing out to all who are listening and all who need it in the world. Amen. And so it is.
Amen. Thank you, Chrystal. I can feel the energy of that. Thank you very much. So tell us about yourself, Chrystal, and then tell us about divine energy healing and how.
Wow, divine energy healing was my channeled modern day Reiki
Yeah.
from 2019.
Yeah.
And then 2020 came about the following year. I didn't know this, but I was getting all my eggs in the basket, and I did crystal angel light worker or meta crystals,
Yeah.
with Archangel Metatron's grid and all this sacred geometry. I've written that up straight after the divine energy healing, because all my intention was with that is what we're doing at the moment, upgrading the manuals, which is constant, because we know what we know, and then when we know more, we do better. So we're always evolving.
Yeah.
So with the upgrade of the crystal manuals, I had downloads from Archangel Metatron and with the grids with the elements and everything else. But winding back as we do, divine energy healing was channeled, I believe, from the Master Jesus.
Yeah, amazing.
If you God's son, however you, the hippie man who walked the earth, however you perceive him. And that came about as a self-healing for the first.
Yeah.
And I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I've written all about it in the first chapter. Meta Crystals was the second chapter I did in Angela's second book, the Healing Oracle, Healer's Oracle, volumes 1 and 2. And then we've gone on to the Intuitives Oracle. I read your chapter yesterday, by the way. It's brilliant.
Oh,
I loved it.
Oh, do you know what? It's my favorite chapter because it's just very sweet, and it's about Rob and I, and receiving really clear
Oh,
messages.
and you met him on the stairs. Yeah. And then
Yeah,
you went for a walk. You didn't want to come dancing.
yeah,
Yeah. All
yeah.
of that. Sorry,
You have to,
I'm putting spoilers out there, but
yeah, you have to now.
yeah.
You have to read our chapters. So, what have you written about in the intuitives
Now,
article, Chrystal?
I did offer, I said to Angela, would you like me to write about angels? I've done extensive research into angels, I'm an angelologist, apparently, all of that
Yes.
thing. So I've got lots of research to draw on for angels. Or I said I've dabbled a little bit with spirit art, I had a little lesson with Sue Wood and a specialist workshop. That's literally all I've done.
Yeah.
So I could, but as a teacher, we share what we learn, don't we? It's a natural thing. So I can do that. I
Yeah.
said, I know enough to write a little chapter and inspire people with it.
Sure.
And I wish I'd done art at school, which I didn't, which is also written about in the chapter.
Yeah.
And I just recently, this weekend, went on to do autographs on the Arthur Findlay workshops on the open day.
Okay.
And I got paired up with Coral Ryder, who was the autograph and spiritual artist who was teaching.
Oh,
And
amazing.
so that was our breakout room. And I felt so blessed. As soon as she said somebody's drawn the short straw, I thought, oh, me.
Oh, and it was
It
you.
was me. Yeah.
Yay! I'm getting shivers
And
again.
I got a
Time
lovely
to
autograph
finally.
from her and really good tuition as well.
Sure.
And
So
we talked
let me just
from,
ask you a question. Sorry, Crystal. Lots going on there. Tell me about autographs. And so can I just check you're writing about autographs in the book or no?
oh no, not autographs. It's
No.
about spirit portraits in the book. It's
You're writing
about producing your own spirit portraits from those loved ones who've passed on before us.
Oh my God, I love that. And do you know what? Actually, I was a bit flustered before we came on, and I was actually kind of like, actually, Crystal, I need to go and use the bathroom. I'm not quite ready because I was actually talking to family members about a wake that I'm going to. And this beautiful lady, she was very into spirit and she loved the work that I did. And I used to send her a lot of healing, but it was obviously her time to pass. And I keep seeing her face. So I think she's really with me because out of all of the people that in my
She
family,
got a bit of a curl in her hair.
it would go in and down. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I can
Like
see. Yeah,
blondie,
fair.
fair. Really,
Yeah. I,
she's just such an angel, and it's been
she's
so healing actually to
she's
process
with
the
you.
grief
Yeah.
and deepen that. So it's interesting, isn't it? Yeah, we all have. If you're thinking about somebody, they're probably thinking of you, and there's a spirit. They're probably with you. There's
Yeah.
no accidents in that. Yeah. So I've got so many things I'd love to ask you questions about, but let's just come back to divine energy healing because that's the first thing that I knew you for. Tell us about that as a healing modality and what that means to you, Crystal.
As a Usui Reiki master, which I absolutely loved,
Mm,
I did went through all of the system of that and the traditional way of
sure.
teaching. And I can still teach Usui Reiki. I've also done angelic Reiki prior. So
Yeah.
I'm angelic Reiki master as well from Kevin Core's teachings.
Okay.
I did that with Crystal Heaven. Also a crystal therapist with Shirley O'Donoghue from Lucy's College in Dorking. That's a Surrey link.
Okay.
And I felt a bit angelic Reiki is quite easy to teach, actually, but they all have their own rules and regulations.
Yeah.
Spiritual healing is also brilliant, and I feel it all comes from source.
Yeah.
So it's if you were going shopping, we'd all shop in different shops,
Yeah.
and it's a taste. So people need to be able to get off the hanger the healing they will benefit from at any given time. And I feel that divine energy healing is now modern day Reiki. We haven't got time to go and sit up on the mountain for 40 days and have symbols come down to us. Hence, I was woken up at 3 a.m. And
Yeah.
it was actually my son's 18th birthday that day. So I said, oh, please let me go back to sleep because it was a constant, I was awake, but it was a dream. It's
I
constant
got you.
film playing through my clairvoyance. 6 o'clock, and then I went back to sleep about 6 o'clock after asking very nicely, and then wrote the manuals up the next day. Woke up and it was a collaboration. They were saying the question was, if I could create a new healing modality, what would it be? And I said, well, we don't need any more healing modalities. There's Reiki this, Reiki that, Karuna, Kahana,
Yeah, yeah, there's
you
a lot,
know,
isn't there?
Hakuna Matata and all the rest. You know, there's just so much going on.
Yeah, yeah.
But but it's a simplified version. There's one, the attunements are similar but different. And the simplification of it is there's one healing symbol for all of it, for the attunements and everything else. So it's a fast track as it clears out the meridians. It gives you a
Nice.
good sweep out any toxins in your, it makes you a clear channel. In
Yeah.
your etheric body, it cleanses your etheric body to make you a pure channel
Beautiful.
for the
Okay.
white light of healing to come down.
Oh, I love it. And I
True.
honestly, when I was attuned, it was so powerful. And then I think I was going on holiday quite soon after. So I was practicing the attunements in the bath. Oh my goodness me. So I won't say too much about what's involved because I'm going to ask you again, but I just had a question coming to mind, Chrystal. What would you say to people who are not trained in healing but feel called to? How would you advise them if they were like, well, how do I know what to choose? Have you got any
I'd,
thoughts?
I'd, I'd say to them, religion's got a bad rap, but the spiritualist religion is not, it is a religion, loosely speaking. There's well, not loosely speaking, it is, you know, a religion, and it's a recognized religion, but
Sure.
it's also all embracing. So you get Catholics, Jews, all Christians, any religion you like can go along.
Yeah.
So I'd say to look up your local spiritualist church if you're lucky enough to have one. I
Yeah.
mean, my local one, it's between 2 and 3 on a Thursday. It's healing by donation. You don't have to give a donation either. It's a free will offering. You can just go, and if you're not healing, it's just to sit in the ambience of it and feel it for yourself. And if you're having healing, the thing to remember, which is something that I like to draw on, and I will tell people if they haven't had healing before, is that the healee, the recipient, is in charge. So when I first had healing, I mean, if I saw a hypnotist out down the pubs in the 80s, which they used to, or it's the 90s, wasn't it? It became all the rage. And, you know, people were pretending to be washing machines and all the rest of it. And I thought, oh no. So I did go up. I thought, oh, I'd like to try this. But I was like, one eye open. What's he doing? So they sat me back down quite sharpish.
Yeah.
And I've always been a little bit skeptical and self-preservation, isn't it? That's how we get older, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Bit of discernment.
And I just say, when I first had it, I felt it come in. I thought, oh, this feels nice.
Yeah.
And I could see little twinkles in my mind's eye. And I thought, oh, this is lovely. Oh, I'll let a little bit more in. You
Yeah.
know, there's no harm coming to me here.
Yeah.
It feels very safe.
Yeah.
And your higher self, your guides will let you know how it feels. Having said that, the next day it can be uncomfortable, or it can be healing isn't, it can
Sure.
be very uncomfortable and a very rocky ride.
Sure. I really get you with this. And sometimes I forget because I'll call in a healing. And then what will happen is, spirit, okay, we're going to heal this. And it will cleanse on a deeper level. And then it will move through your physical body. And what I find, how I know an arc is finished, I will often wake up. Like this morning, I was saying to Crystal before we came on, I kind of felt like a very long arc has finished. And I got up and went for a run. And I have not been I know I can run. I know I have a very active, body, but something in me has just been out of whack. And the fact that I got up and I walked over the road and I had to scoot in front of a car and I just started running and that was it. I didn't even think. I just ran down the park and back, did my yoga and came back to before I started work this morning. And to me, that is an arc closing, and it's been a very long one, for 10 years since I shaved my dreads off. And basically I committed to spirit, right? I don't know if you know this story, but I committed to spirit in like 2014. And it's like, oh really? Okay, let's just look at all your stuff. It's just been like one layer, one layer, one layer. And I think people, if you're used to it, it becomes normal. Oh yeah, another wave. But if you're not, it can be very disconcerting, can't it? So what we're talking about is what people can call a healing crisis or healing reaction, because it's like, you get a dirty jug and you wash it up and it looks a bit messy, and then you chuck it out and then you put clean water and you go, okay, I'm there. But in the middle, it's like you can't make an omelette without breaking the egg, isn't it? And it's that bit that can
Perfect
be,
analogy.
yeah, it's, it can be a bit challenging. So I think what Chrystal was saying, would you agree, Chrystal, that like if you're into receiving healing, like a really good way to get into this kind of environment is go to a spiritualist church. And in mid Wales we've got one down in, I think there's one in Ystrad, but there's one in Aberyron that I go to quite regularly, once a month or so. And so, you can look it up online, just search spiritualist church. And also, if you want to train to do healing, similarly, use your discernment, isn't it? Like make a prayer, hey. And what I have found is I can't even remember how I found the things that I have found. That's what's happened to me. I'm like suddenly,
Oh, that is the answer. Just pray for
you just
guidance
make a
because you
prayer.
might find a Reiki master. You might like Kahuna Reiki. I don't even know if I'm saying these right. All the different Reikis. You might find
Oh,
one.
yeah,
Rahani is one. You
yeah.
might find the different, and that there's
There's so many healing modalities.
seraphim healing, you've got the angelic vortex healing, which is
Yeah,
more
that we
modern
covered.
day. It
So,
depends where you are on your spiritual journey as well. And
sure.
I'd say divine energy healing is a good for beginners.
Mm,
And what I'd say now is before we came on air, I've always got a little grid in here. It's hanging off my tree, a little wooden. I've got the symbol, the love heart symbol with the crystals on, and I just set it up and to send out into the world. So if you wish to feel divine energy healing, just allow yourself to let it in now because
yeah.
it will be sent to you.
Amazing. I really get you with that. So let's dive a bit deeper into divine energy healing as a modality, because I keep seeing the symbol. Okay. So the symbol is you draw a cross, which is the directions. Yeah. And then you draw a heart around it. And sometimes when I'm working with clients, I'll just get the feeling that I just need to draw the thing. And I'm not doing a complex invocation. I just need to draw that and I'll put that above the head and I'll put it above my head. I'm like, okay, and now I can feel the energy shift, and it's like, okay, they're having an attunement gently. Obviously when I work with clients, I always ask permission. Is it okay if I do healing? And I make invocations, so they already know they're going to be working with spirit in some way, and they know I work intuitively. So don't, generally speaking, we don't give healing unless you're saying, you've had permission. But tell me, tell us about this symbol and what it means, Chrystal.
Well, I'm not going to because the
Ah,
symbol comes in on level two. That's practitioner
okay.
level. So people don't actually need to know the symbol. It's a simple laying of hands from level one. And
Nice.
those who know about it, well, the symbol is I will vaguely go over it. I'm not going to like snub you all completely, but the reason I wasn't drawn to the Usui Reiki so much, not that I wasn't drawn, but I felt we needed a new one because, well, I work with the neurodiverse community
Yeah.
and I felt it wasn't all inclusive because you've got the Honsha Seishonen, the Seihei, the Shokurei, etc., the Daikomyo. You've got all, and some of them are very the Honsha Seisho, and then the traditional symbol, you have to break down into 7 parts. And
Right.
I felt it wasn't all inclusive. I thought somebody who's slightly dyslexic or
I
it's going to
got
be
you.
difficult for them to get to master teacher level or to be able to
Yep, I got you.
teach it, or no one's getting past level one.
Yep.
So I thought with level two, with the practitioner level, one symbol, and the universe is so intelligent. We don't need all that.
Yeah.
It's all fluff. Because if you're asking for healing, say I'd be asking for healing on my hips at the moment, okay? If I was asking for healing on my hips, but I needed healing mentally, say I was having suicidal thoughts or was very depressed or a bit low, that's where the healing would go first and foremost. Because the
Sure.
universe, the source, is
Knows.
the all-seeing eye, if you like, is an infinite intelligence, knows where the healing needs to go.
Yeah.
So you don't need to apply for it. And this is the thing with spiritual healing. It's from spirit, through spirit, to spirit. It's very simple. Healing in and of itself is the most simple, natural
Yeah,
energy in the world. Holding somebody's hand, you can feel their chakras, you can
you're
feel the healing
absolutely
energy from
right.
that.
And do you know what, Crystal? What's coming to mind is the Course in Miracles. I don't know if you've read that.
I've
It's
got it on Audible, and I've dipped in, but I haven't yet.
it's
It's
a
on my
chunky
to-do list
one.
now.
I gotta say, I am still reading it.
You've
It's
told me
deep.
this more than once, and I keep getting it. So, Spirit, I will.
But I tell you what, within the first few pages, my life has changed. Okay. And this is, we were talking just before we came on, and I was saying, I've had a really big spiritual ego. I may have mentioned it in other lives and things, but really have, because in some ways, as a kid, I had so much knowings coming to me. So when I would get hurt, some part of me is like, oh well, no, 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 and it really twisted me up inside. And I had I you probably don't know this story. When I was in university, I was in a very altered state, Kundalini awakening, and I was saying to people, look, I am what I say, I'm a healer, and I walk through you like Jesus, and you treat me like shit. And I was so hacked off with how people just dumped on me, presumed I was stupid because I was quiet and gentle, and just really taking the piss, yeah. And I was like, oh, I just told this whole room of people I'm a healer. And I've never even probably used that word before. So it really stuck in me, right? But I didn't know what it was. But it kind of melded into a bit of this chip on my shoulder thing. But I could feel the energy, and I could feel the love moving through me. When you have a Kundalini awakening, you're just filled with love and information, and you just heart open. You want to help everybody in the world. But I really pissed people off because it's a bit full on and wasn't really discerning boundaries. But what I was going to say is, when I read that book, it says a healing is a moment when one person momentarily has more love than the other. So this is why, like, I have had some of the most profound healings from like strangers in a shop who just say a really nice word, and you're like, oh. And actually, this woman who passed in my family, she could have been my sister-in-law, but they never got married. She was the first person in my family to ever tell, probably the whole first person in my whole life to tell me that she loved me. And
Oh,
some of my folks were like, oh, she's very southern, she's from Essex, bit salt of the earth person. Oh, she's a bit, it's a bit special. But her heart was so full of love. And my nephew, like her youngest son, the love that she had, the healing that she gave all of my family, because a lot of my family are very middle class, and it's all very like, comfortably numb. And she was just like in there, bish bash bosh, telling everyone that she loved us and just hugging. And it was like, we'd never had these hugs, and it was so, when I read that book, it was such a slap to my spiritual ego to be like, get over yourself. Like, I can't control when healing happens. It's not up to us, it's Holy Spirit. A healing moment, it can jump like lightning from even from the client to the healer. So yeah, it's but coming to modality, sometimes it's beautiful to have some let's say a parameter to use as a format. It gives the ego mind, if you like, or the human self, something to go ABC, this is the format that I'm doing, and therefore it's allowing it, isn't it? It's more explicit rather than implicit.
would you be open to me sharing something that I feel the person in spirit? Now, it's ridiculous. It's not an I love you or anything else. I'm just being shown big bushy eyebrows, big bushy blonde eyebrows, and it's like a joke. And
Wow, I don't know what that means.
I
That's fun.
I feel she might have passed on to people before she passed, not to let her, right, when you're in the coffin or whatever and they're doing up your face. It's something around that. And she's sort of
Right,
made a joke about don't give me big bushy eyebrows or something. You might have to go away and
think about that.
ask
Thank
about that.
you.
But
Oh, mate,
I
amazing.
just going to ask her to come to you because
Okay. Yeah, I love that. I
this
love
is,
that.
but it's an obscure one. It's there's some sort of joke about bushy eyebrows.
I can
That's
imagine
all
it
I could
because
see.
I think Josie was like my family are very like nobody really wears makeup. It's like we don't go and get our hair done. It's
Ah,
very old fashioned. Whereas I think I can imagine with Josie thinking about her, she was made up. She really, it was one of, she was beautiful and she would, she would take care of herself. So I can imagine that she would do her eyebrows, and maybe in the last few weeks she didn't do that because I know she'd been ill on and off for a long time. So thank you for that. I will share if that's appropriate,
yes, please do. Well, yeah,
Yeah, amazing.
you can
Thank
cut that bit off the video if you want,
No,
so
it's this is the thing. To me, the reason why I'm doing Ascension TV Online. Okay, so just so you know, this is kind of how spirit works. When you give your life to service, which I did at a young age, but I didn't know that I'd have a lot of lessons to work through and also to really make clear choices and prayers. But when you do that, you receive activation so you can be who you need to be in the world, like who you're in a team of light, and it's like working for God, going, all right, what does the earth need right now? So when I started realizing I had to write energy healing modalities, for example, which I'm doing at the moment, I was like, what the hell? There's so many modalities, like da, 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 da.
same, yeah.
But like you said, it's because some people like this, some people like that, some people like chocolate ice cream, some people like vanilla, because not everything speaks to everyone. And my modality is really simple. The manual is making my head hurt, but the actual modality of angelic vortex healing, you can literally think it and it happens. It is so immediate, so quick. There's not even, well, actually, I've channeled a symbol the other day. I kind of knew there would be, because a symbol can just anchor. It's like a sigil, but it's still not actually necessary to do it because we are all infinite, we're all of the creator, we all have those things. So to me, the fact that for example, this exemplification of you going, hang on, I'm just having a message from spirit, is what we're all moving into. And let's face it, it's like we're coming up to Halloween, right? Or Samhain, what people call, where the veils are thin, and we're thinking about our ancestors. If we were in a more kind of spiritually rich culture, then maybe we would all go to, we'd have like, I was going to say seances, but it happens, it's becoming more and more
I
normal.
feel we are moving into a spiritually rich future.
Yeah, I
And
mean, it
as
is.
you're talking about your Ascension Alchemist work, your aura is absolutely glowing to me. And when people are passionate about what they're talking about, I mean, I went to a child protection course once, workshop, and I could see the light bulbs around, like the light bulb moment, the glowing ready brick, if
Right,
you like. I could see it around them. I thought, she's really passionate about this. She
right,
really cares.
yeah.
And
Oh,
I don't know if other people will see it on playback or see you glowing, but I
I
can
love
really
that.
see you glowing.
Do you know, sometimes I see it, I can see it, and sometimes not. Sometimes the sun will come out when I'm very in alignment and I know I'm speaking like God truth, if you like. I'll get this like ray and I'm like, thank you,
Yes.
that's a really nice thing. But I guess that's the thing. What I was saying is, like, where if you're on this path and you're thinking, well, where's my path? Make your prayers, say, I'm here, God, show me, or spirit guide, higher self, whatever it is that that you call to. Show me what it is, and that's where Ascension TV Online came. The Ascension Alchemist, that name came. I didn't sit and think, oh, what sounds cool. It got given. I asked spirit what would be my name, and the reason is because I do a lot of things. I'm not just this or this or this. What sums it up? And that was the name that comes because I knew from a young age I wanted to help people understand God, the presence of God, healing, that we can heal everything, that we're divine beings, that we're infinite beings. I knew I was a soul in a body. I'd seen past life. I want to share that. There's no point me just holding it. I want to help people, which is why it's just so wonderful to.
It reminds me of Hugh Laurie on Blackadder, when he's doing the alchemy and making pure green.
I love.
Have you seen
God,
that?
I haven't seen Blackadder for so long, but I love
I
that.
haven't seen it
Oh,
for ages, but they were making green. That was their alchemy. It was
oh,
the new gold.
oh, I got you, like a
All
whole new color.
green.
Oh my God, I love it. I need to watch some.
But it
But
is
I think,
about forming things. So can
yeah,
I, on this, would you bring up your aura graph that I did you so I can
yes,
show you because it's linked with your
yes,
Ascension Alchemy
amazing.
and what
Okay,
you're
so
saying?
basically we are going to talk a little bit more about divine energy healing a little bit at the end of the show today, because Crystal's got an amazing, a really exciting offer for you, and you can read more in the comments below as well. But Crystal had an amazing surprise for me when she came on. She said she'd done me an aurograph. So while I find it, Crystal, how about you, can you tell us what is an aurograph, who developed it, where does it come from?
Right. Well, autographs, one of the first autograph people, I'm just trying to find something on here
Yeah.
about your autograph. Give me a second.
Yep.
Um,
So I could screen share this actually while
right.
I'm doing that.
Yeah, it's originally created by Harold Sharp, and it's a diagram of the human aura, basically. So it's when you look at somebody, what do you see?
Oh,
Intuitively, you might not see in your mind's eye. If you don't see colours, you feel what colours they
okay.
might be.
Okay.
So
So I
it doesn't look so vibrant in a picture as it would in
oh,
the actual one. But
I'm
here
with you.
you've got the highest hyacinth, and the hyacinths are kept in the cupboard in the dark to grow as bulbs.
Right.
So for hyacinth came to me as a flower. I was looking through my little pack of flowers, and
Yeah.
that's because you a bit like a mushroom, but a far more glamorous mushroom. You know, when you're kept in the dark or you've come through your hard times.
Yeah.
And if anyone's read your book, Who You Calling Crazy, you're
Yeah.
having a spiritual awakening,
Yeah.
that will, I know people say, oh, you've had a hard time in life, but now you've come through it. And sometimes when, not to belittle other people's hard times,
Sure.
but sometimes when you see someone who's had a real hard time, there's levels of it,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, and it's
Yeah.
what spirit feels you can deal with and
Yeah.
what your learning curve is at the time.
Yeah.
So hyacinths, when they come out, I haven't grown one since a child, and I'm hoping I'm saying the right plant.
Yeah.
And I thought, no, hydrangeas are the ones in the garden with the bulbs, aren't they? I'm sure they're hyacinths. And then they grow into this beautiful
I'm
flower,
I'm
and
going to
that's
put
where,
the
where you're
other.
coming to now. So you've got the purple there for, I can just hold it up here if you like. I've got one here.
Oh, I love that.
Oh,
So
that's
I
the
just
digital one. So
oh, there we
this
go.
is the one
So
I
I'll just stop
did.
the share. I'll
So
stop the share.
no,
So
it's fine.
so
Then I turn it into a digital one. You've got the butterflies flying up. This is you. You've transformed. Like
right.
you've come out of your cocoon. You're now fully embracing the ascension alchemist who is you, and flying up and
Yes.
ascending.
I've
Okay.
got
You've
you.
got the blue, so you're taking somebody with you, and you're higher. So you're looking down to bring the other person up with you.
Oh,
Okay. You've got the words love, love, love. And I felt that was from the Beatles, the intro tune. Do, do, all you need
yeah,
is love. I'm not
yeah,
singing because
yeah.
I don't want the people to switch
Beautiful.
off at this point. And then on the actual one, you've got a cross with love hearts, but on the digital one, they put the love heart cross. They've made it into a actual love heart cross. And I feel that's part of the alchemy, that you're transforming all of that pain, people's pain and hurt, into something positive.
Oh,
When you think
amazing.
of the torturous conditions of the cross, you're like, oh, I don't want that on mine. And AI is an intelligence, but the way I'll be doing autographs is pictorially, because I feel it's more you're getting more in the energy with your pen and paper in you, and you're putting something
Yeah,
of yourself into it.
it's
And
raw,
then
isn't it? It's
I've
just
tried
coming
it both
straight from
ways
the creator.
round. I've
Yeah,
tried just doing digital, and I've tried just doing drawing.
yeah.
But I feel the way I'll do it is I'll do a drawing and I'll offer it to people. Would you like me to just pop that into AI and do a digital
I've
one if they
got
give me
you.
their either on Messenger or email?
Yeah.
So you've got the hydrangeas. There's three there. So the number three is the Holy Trinity. It's Father, Son, Holy Ghost. It's us. It's mind, body, spirit. There's
Yeah.
there's a lot behind the number three for you, and
You.
you've got the swirling colours. You had sort of like a pinky red, the blue, the purple
Put it back
for
up again.
going up, and you've got the rays of sunshine through it. You've got the yellows. You can't really see it quite, it's not so bright
Yeah, I've got you.
on this screen. But what that's portraying is that's you becoming ascending. It's the
Amazing.
higher vibrational colors and they're clearing, you know?
Amazing. Yeah.
So
Ah,
that, and the love of music with the love, love, love. And
yeah.
that's what you're here teaching everybody.
Yeah. Do you know,
But there's a lot in that, really.
there
It's a
is,
little
yeah.
overview, but and it's also for you to meditate on and have your own messages from.
Well, what I was seeing is when you saw the cross, I mean, I wrote in the Magdalene Oracle, one of the big shifts that happened when I was in the process of writing the chapter for that book was I, as a kid, had a vision of what I felt like time stopped and it was like the light of God came upon me. And I was just like, oh my God, okay, I get it.
Think Blues Brothers, yeah.
Which is so profound. And like the nearest, you know, in Britain, the first spiritual person you know about is Jesus. Obviously everyone knows about Jesus, and something in me was like, I just absolutely know in my heart that I get him, what his work is beyond the Bible, beyond the church. I never really, I wanted to have in a community, but I never, it just, I knew something was off with the church for me, and I just wanted to be like Jesus. So the fact that you've got that cross there, I'm like, yeah, in a sense, because to me, when you're living in service, you are embodying, not copying. And this is the message that came for me when I was writing that. It was like, stop copying Jesus, because that's when I've been not able to let unhealthy situations go, because I'm like, yeah, but I need to love this person like Jesus would. It's like, no, Jesus might give a healing, like full on healing, and then he's going to go back to the same community. He doesn't hang out in the gutter with, you know what I mean? He wants to lift people up. And that to me, it's, you know, when I've been lost, that's what brings me back again and again. Just like, what would Jesus do? What would love do? You know? And so, yeah, I was like, wow, to see the cross there.
WWJD. Yeah, the thing is, we're all connected. So if you heal another person, you're healing yourself.
Yeah.
Whatever we put out, we get back. And we're all connected. That's the spiritual law. That's it.
Yeah.
That's in the spiritual religion that we're all
Yeah.
connected.
It's
We're all one. And
really,
that,
I get
so
you.
you hurt someone else, you're hurting yourself. It's what you're putting out.
Sure. And
So
I guess,
you're aware of that. You're
yes. And there's,
aware of that oneness.
yeah, I think I
We were
have
talking
been.
about that yesterday, the mirrors and the, you know.
Mirrors, that's it. But that's where I think when what the discernment I didn't have when I was younger is sometimes my wish to help actually can be disempowering, because you can be rescuing, or what people call rescuing, saving, which is not the same as letting people come to you going, hey, I've got this problem, can you help? Yeah, cool, let's work through it together. I would often be, I feel really privileged in a lot of ways in my life. Oh, I better go and help that person. And actually it was kind of coming from pity, not genuine, like you're asking me, yes I can help you, no I can't, you know, and having that discernment of actually, is this does this feel genuine? And that's what has shifted for me over the
But
years.
some of us love a pity party, though. You,
Yeah.
and I feel you learn to disconnect, not disconnect, but not take it all on your own shoulders as
Yeah.
a healer.
Yeah.
When you first learn healing, you want to put your hand on everybody's heads and at the school gate. You know, if you
Yeah.
whatever, when you're out in the supermarket, you know, and it's the same with mediumship. You might get somebody come and say hello, and you have to say no, not at the moment. I
Sure.
remember once I was at a sports day, and a dad had come through from Spirit and was telling me, followed me all the way around this sports day. And that's all I'm going to say. But I did pass the message on that your dad would be very proud of you, you know. But
Yeah.
I didn't say I've got your dad here, you
Yeah.
know.
Because
I've got your, you know,
it's not
because
always appropriate,
because
is it?
I wasn't open.
Yeah.
My shop wasn't open, but because you're a medium, sometimes spirits do take advantage. But you need to learn how to con- be control it as well.
Yeah. And we were talking about that
And
yesterday, weren't
although I did pass the message on, I did it in such a
we?
way,
Subtle way.
yeah,
Yeah.
very subtle.
Yeah, because it can freak people out. Like I know some of the things that I've said, and I have no doubt that's why I ended up getting section, because I was talking to stuff. I was completely unfiltered to my family, and actually Josie, my family member, was had come up. I went to Essex and picked her up with her son, my nephew, and I didn't, I took it normally that people know about past lives, this, that, and the other. I just had no filter. And for them, it's just like, what the hell are you on about? Whoa.
You're
I
ahead of your
always,
time.
it was just such a shock. And a ceremony I did years ago, I was asking spirit, like, why do I kind of come up against a lot of flack, and they said it's paradigm, it's like bandwidth paradigm clash, if you're, and it's not that better, but like if you're like rugby and football, it doesn't merge so easily all the time, because it's not the same, and that's fine. Let the rugby and football, and it's taken me a long time to just go, oh wow, people really, even within the spiritual community, not everyone sees their past lives, for example. So then they kind of think I'm being arrogant. I'm like, I'm just sharing what is coming up,
And
like,
not everyone's, all spiritualists don't all believe in past lives. I've
right.
got friends who draw a line there. They're like, no,
Right. And
you know,
yeah,
you
and
know,
I've encountered it because they don't experience it. They're like, well, you must have dug, like, and it's like, it's not something I chose. Like, I literally, as a kid, I would open a book and be like, oh my God, I got,
I always read Born Again as not the dunked in the pond, not the um christening. I always read that as literally. I feel that's a part of my makeup that I do. I am quite literal. And I thought, well, born again, you have to be born again. It actually means what it says.
yeah, right. No, that's
Because
true.
you're learning new lessons. You're
Yes.
not like that doesn't make you born again.
No, I get that. That's true. And
Having the
that's
holy
actually,
water sprinkled on you. It's your actions and your lessons and how you behave is that
yeah,
when you're born again.
yeah, no, I really
Because
get that.
nobody gets it right the first time. I think
Yeah.
that is the message. That's how I took it when I was younger.
No, I get you with that. And it's that thing when you think you've learned something. And I think for years, again, when I was younger, because I had a lot of, I could see kind of talking like moon key language, I could see like eagle view, and I could understand like why people do what they do from trauma and things like this. And I could understand some of my lives, and maybe that I definitely had a feeling that I must have chosen my parents, even though I found it really challenging, da, 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 da. But I didn't embody that because I didn't do the healing. I was just there. And then when I basically handed over to spirit, they were like, right, we're going to take that bit away, and now you're going to look at all of that you had. So you have to embody. And to me, again, when we talk about ascension, I know I've had a big part of me that's lived like the aesthetic, and then I looked into astrology. I don't know if you know much of your astrology charts, but Chrystal. But then I realised my south node is Aquarius, north node Leo, and actually it was very much the Aquarius South Node, which is the poverty and the pious Christian, spiritual, whatever. And actually,
Ah.
I'm moving into North Node, not. So I had that thinking, oh, well, I've learned what I need to learn. It's like, no, you haven't, because why are you here if you think all you need to do is sit on a rock and smoke a chillum, the yogi, the sadhu self? No, you're here to actually now bring the lessons of that and actually help people. Otherwise, what the hell? You may as well go back to spirit. You're not doing anything useful. So yeah, it's been quite something to drop the lesson into the embodiment of. And that to me is when you start doing your work, isn't it, in the world, and you get given like just like divine assignments, if you like, like you with your.
You do, you find yourself signing up for things and
Yeah.
talking about things and I'd already put in for autographs at open days, spiritual church open days. I found myself saying, "Oh, would you like me to do autographs?" And I said to my friend who's the president of a local church, I said, would you like me to do autographs? I said, I don't actually know what I'm doing, but I will do at the time. I will do by
Sure.
the time because spirit help you. And when you're spiritually guided, you find yourself volunteering for things. And
Yeah. Yeah.
suddenly I'm on the Southern District Council just because I turned up at a meeting. And
Yeah.
she said, I knew
Yeah.
you would be.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
only said, if I can be of any help, and there you do, because that's where you're guided.
It is. And to me, that energy lifts you. And like I used to go to parties, and sometimes I know I have a part of me, and this is something I've been really clear in recently, or realizing, because to me, when things clear out of our system, they come up and you have this really uncomfortable feeling for a while until you realize what it is. And because I know I've lived as a monk and a nun a lot of times, in those types of lifetimes, you're living a very closeted life. And you picked up on it, didn't you, in one of the sessions we did, so, in the summer. And so, in a way, I would have to make excuses to go and do fun stuff. So I wanted to go dancing. I absolutely love dancing. Like you said, I'm a musician and I love dancing. And I would be like, okay, well, I'm here to spread the love. And if I felt like that, I would have energy and I'd just be like, yeah. And I'd be beaming and just feeling and seeing all this energy. But then my human would kick in, my inner child, my unhealed stuff, whatever. And I'd like come back out of this high of dancing and be like, I can't actually speak to anyone. Okay, bye then. And I'd
But
be
you do
off.
ecstatic dance as
I
well,
do, I
which
do.
is wonderful for people. And it's the kind of dance like nobody's watching. And if we're all dancing, you're not looking at anybody else. You're in your own zone, aren't you?
And if you're
Dancing's great.
happy,
It's a great form of energy and
it really is. And in
upliftment.
fact, it's the
And the
first time I saw
musical.
energy, Chrystal. Sorry, we keep doing this because we're really excited, aren't
That's
we? We
right.
could talk for ages about all sorts. I love it.
Why not?
We're going to have to do multiple interviews, I think, just talk about more things. Let's just finish up about the auragraphing. So you have an offer for our viewers today, don't you? And that's really
Oh, yeah.
exciting. So tell me about your offer, Chrystal.
So on Divine Energy International, you could donate 1111 and I will draw you an autograph and then create it digitally as well and send it to you digitally and with a little overview of what it means and for you to meditate on yourself. So anyone who donates 1111 and just put in the comments autograph, I shall do that for them over the coming week.
Amazing.
Following week.
Yeah, we give Chrystal Rose, because you might be inundated, give her fair time, because that is like a snatch. I am feeling like I am getting shivers. I feel like you sharing what you did about that is really activating in something in me, because as you know, I'm quite hard on myself and I feel like I've been quite under a cloud for
Oh,
quite.
can I just say, you'll only be criticised by somebody who's doing less. That's coming up to me a lot lately.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And you're only ever criticised by someone who's doing less.
Yeah,
And you're following your guidance. You're in the flow. Just stay in the flow.
I really get you with that, but I criticize myself because it's one
Yeah,
part,
that needs
because
that needs
that
to
part
stop.
of me is like, you're not doing enough. So, well, it's inner and
Yeah.
outer mirrors. But what I was going to say is 1111 is such an amazing bargain, and you will be supporting the this beautiful organization. So I'll pop the links below if you're interested in getting your hands on that. Can I just ask, is there going to be a time limit, or will you do that for
Over the next week.
over the next week?
Over the
Okay,
next week.
so
But I feel 1111. Yeah, that's perfect.
until 11:11.
Oh yeah, I can do it up to 11:11. Yeah.
Oh, there you
But when
go.
we came on, you looked at the time and it said 11:11, and we were talking about time, weren't we? And
We
time not
were.
being
Okay.
linear. And
So
my clock on my thing said 12:09. I thought, well, that just about sums me up. But it was spirit showing us that time isn't really important. But it was also a reminder of the 11:11 of the things we needed to do.
yeah, no, I get you.
Oh, and the Intuitives Oracle comes out on 11:11 as well.
That's what I was thinking. Oh, maybe we could do it up until then. But the thing is, my loves, if you're watching this and you're even half of you thinking it, just do it. Just don't even think 11:11. I mean, what's that? I mean, two coffees in your local blooming coffee shop. Like, go do it, because I am honestly getting a lot of activations. Because Chrystal, when she talks, she is so from the heart, and it will be bringing you a lot of love and activation. So go do that. I'll put the links in the comments. So then I'm going to move on and ask you a little bit about Divine Energy International. Can you just tell me in a few sentences about that, Chris?
Divine Energy International is a community of like-minded individuals coming together. It's a membership organisation, non-profit, for the promotion of energy healing and energy healers, capital letter for the healing.
Beautiful.
And it's the intention is it for to become a network, so you can look up these healers. So people who want to find healers can look from the drop down list, find one either online or locally. And you could invite Caroline or myself to come and teach something locally if you put half a dozen people together. We're open to that, aren't we? We're mobile. So if you're put off or left cold by the zoominess or the online presence and you want something in person, that can be arranged as well, can't it?
Amazing. Thank you so much. And I'll put a link to that. I have signed up this year to be a trustee. So I'm helping with some documents at the moment. And my nerd is like loving it, getting things in a row. And it's also helping me with my business. I'm really grateful. And actually, I have been to the Healing Weekend with supporting Chrystal and Angela to be promoting and sharing energy healing. And Chrystal, you're going to be at the NEC in November. Can you tell us the dates?
13th, 14th, 15th. We're on with the Confederation of Healing Organisations, which DEI is an affiliate member or associate member, I think it's called.
Sure.
And I'll be offering voluntary healing, and it all goes towards the CHO. So it's aspects of healing. There's all different healers there, and you can go and sample healing energy there. Is it in the Birmingham NEC MBS, Mind, Body, Spirit?
Spirit,
So you can buy tickets online. There's all sorts of talks and workshops and wonderful healers and readings and mediumship and aura machines. Photography.
Really amazing.
I can't remember what it's called, the aura photography. The camera, the Kirlian cameras or something like that.
It's amazing, isn't it?
There's so much. All the crystals under the sun are there. Yoga tent.
Credit cards, people get Christmas presents. It's unbelievable. It's beautiful. I'm actually a conference down in Carmarthen that weekend, but I know it's I'm in this place. Like you said, actually, I've been in the dark composting, and I'm kind of coming out. I've got some projects to finish, and I feel like I'm still doing this. And when they're finished, I'm going to be like, I can be out in the world. I'm going to be teaching, so I'm still finishing things up. Otherwise, I would just love to come there. But there's so much goodness there. You can have healings, readings, see all like beautiful clothes, and it's just gorgeous. So
I'm actually doing a talk on divine energy healing.
There you go. So let's come
back
to divine energy healing, because you've got an offer for our viewers with that as well. Tell us about
that's exciting. That's being taught on Zoom. The attunements are being offered after the MBS, because then people from the MBS will be able to join on that as well. And that's on the 23rd of November. It's an hour in the morning from 11 till 12. Go away for a couple of hours. Let that you need a quiet day. You need it to be a quiet day, and you'll need a quiet day the following day, really, if you can, or to actually book in some me time.
Beautiful.
So it's an hour in the morning, there or thereabouts, depending on how many people have come along. And 11 till 12, leave it a couple of hours as you would with traditional Reiki for the attunements to settle. You have your second lot of attunements between 2 and 3, and then you go away and you can self-heal.
Beautiful. So this is going to be if you're interested in this, you're going to be receiving the level 1 attunement, and I tell you what, it's just beautiful. Like in and of itself, it's, if you never do anything else, with divine energy healing, it's just so beautiful. But obviously the option then is to go on to train as a practitioner,
of course,
and
you'll get your certification and your digital manual, and you can perform healing on yourself, family and friends. But not in the first 21 days. I usually say sort of the first month. I prefer to go with 33 days, and then
beautiful.
You can go and
share them with your friends and family.
Share it with your family and friends and pets. So if there's other people around you that you know would benefit from the healing, then come and learn.
Beautiful. I absolutely love that.
And we need to remember self-healing. Any healing starts with self. So what we put out, I know it's the old cliche, I'll smile at someone, it costs nothing and it spreads, and it does, because you're giving out that positive energy then. You're healing things from yourself that
Yeah,
need to be healed.
I get you.
And then you can radiate and shine your light out into the world. You can't do that unless you're working on your own healing, which is the hardest thing in the world, Caroline,
It
as
really
we
is.
know.
And that
And
is,
it's ongoing for healers. It's not like, oh, look at me glowing. Everything's wonderful in my world. I still have physical ailments.
yeah, yeah,
It's not all, and I'm still living in the world where there's wars and
yeah,
all that energy that we've taken up, and people fighting amongst themselves, and people struggling with finances as we are in the material world. There's all that going on,
yeah,
but it's about being the peace in the eye of the storm and becoming integrated into spirit and remembering we're human beings, not human doings.
yeah,
So we don't have to be constantly doing. We need to look after ourselves first and foremost, not in a selfish way, but
no,
to be able to put that out into the world in a positive
yeah,
manner,
yeah. So,
to minimize the road rage on who we swear at, when we're out in the car. And just to I do need to print the Hope and Ono off to put in my car again,
oh, I love that.
because I do blaspheme and curse sometimes in the car, and then I just go, "Oh, forgive me, I'm sorry, thank you, I love
Yeah,
you." And
yeah.
sometimes I roll my eyes as I'm saying it, but they're cutting you up, and you don't know what's going on in other people's
You
lives.
don't. You don't. And what I remember some time ago reading or like getting a message that like when people in cars, we're almost always straight into fight or flight. And so a lot of us, the reacting is just from our, it's from our old lizard brain, because you're in a bloody hunk of metal going along at 60 miles an hour. It's like, even if you think you'll chill with it, because obviously some part of our brain is like, yeah, I've been doing this for years, there's still a lot of responsibility, and it's still, it's the thing, and you're moving. And if your energy, what I sometimes feel is if I'm contemplating something, because I live in Wales, okay, I live on, and the roads can be very quiet, and I'm kind of like having a conversation with spirit. Actually, I can get there and I'm like, oh, I have to ground, because I'm actually a little bit out of sync. I mean, think of Sitting Bull, the whole story about Sitting Bull. He got off the train and sat there for 3 days while his spirit caught up with his body, because he'd been on the train. He never moved that fast. You know what I mean? So like we can be quite discombobulated. And also I think people get triggered. We were talking about time. What my sense is, and it's a mirror to me, people can be afraid of getting told off, which they don't know. They're in their trigger, they want to get there somewhere. Companies often don't give people enough time to do anything, so everyone is like on their heckles, so of course it's fractious. And yeah, like Chrystal was saying, if you resonate with that, throw out a Ho'oponopono prayer. I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me for being triggered by you. I forgive you, please forgive me. Well, that, adds in some things, because it does make a difference, doesn't it? Otherwise it stays in our field, and it's just, yeah, I really get you there. So if people want to join you on that Sunday, the 23rd of November, okay, for an hour in the morning, hour in the afternoon, and you'll have that time to process, then what do they need to do? Are they
Just
email?
message me with their email address, and then I can give them the details of how to join.
Okay, so if I put your Facebook in the link below, they can message
Yeah,
on Facebook. Is that right?
yeah.
And then you tell them, that you want to do this attunement on the 23rd. Tell them that you've watched this, and I've got
Oh,
a
didn't I say hashtag DH1?
fun.
Love the
Yeah,
hashtag.
hashtag DH1. So I will put that all in the comments. Obviously, if you're listening after the 23rd of November, sorry, but if you're interested in doing the training, Chrystal does offer them on and off through the year and at different events. So do reach out to Chrystal and find out. And if you can't connect to her for some reason, connect to me as well, and we can answer your questions, because honestly, it's such a beautiful modality. And if you're interested in working with other beings as well, then you can.
Oh, that's what I forgot to say. With the symbol, it's north, south, east, and west, and it's earth, air, fire, and water angels. So you're calling in the angelic presences as well. You're sending healing out to the earth, to the volcanic regions,
Yeah.
to the waterways, and to the air pollution. So you're sending healing out and allowing the elemental beings, those in spirit and the energies of the elementals, to send that out into the world. So you're and beyond, you're sending out a lot of healing
Yeah.
from level 2 practitioner.
Yeah.
And
It's beautiful.
you can call it in for yourself and for others. So we'll all benefit.
Yeah.
And
It's
then level 3 is just integrating it all and learning how to teach it.
yeah,
It's
amazing.
the attunements.
Yeah, yeah,
For
yeah. Oh, I just love it. Honestly, the people that I have been called to offer that to, one of the guys actually at the healing weekend, he was off on a journey. I mean, I called in all the beings and did the invocation, and that was it. He was away. And this is the thing with healing. It's not for us as a practitioner to dictate. He'd gone on a journey, met a shaman, had an integration, came back, he was like, wow, thanks. I'm like, yeah, no problem. So,
well, the thing is, it's very basic divine energy healing, and then you've got things going up on and forward, and you've got your light language, which is very, very high vibrational. And whenever I hear light language from yourself or Ben, as a child, you'd think, oh, look at that, it's bonkers. They're making funny noises. But those funny noises have a resonance of frequency,
yeah.
and you can feel the healing energy from that. And I work very much on feelings,
Yeah,
as an intuitive.
yeah, same.
So I think, well, that sounded bonkers, but that feels great. I think, oh, and it's like an instant upliftment.
Sure, sure. No, I get you. And it's funny, all this whole chat that we're having, I am just shivers, shivers, shivers. I feel like I'm being upgraded, I'm having activations and this is the thing, people, like even watching this, you are activating the part in you that already knows this stuff. Because if you didn't, you wouldn't be wanting to watch it. So don't sit and think, oh, these guys are really special. No, we still are humans like you. We've just maybe committed maybe a few earth years before you to choose to be, part of the light team or whatever and be of service. But it doesn't mean that you're not walking your path. Like I have walked blindly and gone into cul-de-sacs and felt like, oh my God, I need to come out of here and learn, we're all doing that. But if you, as I said, if you're watching this and you're resonating, that's because you're already resonating at it. It's not new to you, so don't pedestal people. I really would say that, and uplift yourself. If you want to join in, reach out to either of us and have a chat, see what Chrystal does other things as well. She does lots. I look forward to already having you back and having another chat to see what else we can chat about.
It's raining on my little cabin,
Oh,
and I feel that's a cleansing going on as well, cleansing of
beautiful.
Mother Earth and the
Yeah.
feeding the plants.
Beautiful. So on that note, do you have anything else that you'd like to share, or the one thing that you'd love to gift our viewers on their path at this time, or one or more?
Just if you're wishing to enhance your own intuition, buy a deck of oracle cards that the Angela's got the divine rays and all of that, and just look into something light and bright,
Beautiful.
and just draw one a day
Beautiful.
and see how it resonates with you. Look at colors, start looking at colors and becoming aware of what colors you're wearing and what energy. I mean, I've got my butterfly t-shirt on today, and it's all about new beginnings.
Oh, there we go.
So
So
it's
new
new beginnings for
chapter.
everybody. It's the time of the new moon. Just set your
Nice.
intentions at the moment. How do you want your world to look? And
Beautiful.
don't worry about the bigger picture, what's going on in the world. Just focus on your own little world. And that's how the world is healed,
Yeah, I
one
was going to
person at a
say,
time.
I was seeing the butterfly effect then as well. Oh, and I'm getting shivers because
Oh, I had a
it goes out.
swarm of cabbage whites in the Georgian Dragon Snail Well in the pub that I lived in the beer garden when I was a child. And my mum had put me to bed saying, think about lovely things, think about your favourite things, like Mary Poppins does, and
Yeah,
you go to sleep. So I'd thought about cabbage white butterflies. I thought, oh, I love the butterflies.
yeah.
And we don't know on a quantum physical level if everyone else saw them, but I had them everywhere. I was like, look at all the butterflies, Mum.
Oh,
It was just they took it, but we do have swarms of things sometimes. It was one particular summer, the whole garden was full of cabbage whites.
Oh my God, I love it.
And
It's
it's a sign
it's
from spirit, even like age 5 or whatever I was, 5 or 6.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Must have been 5 or 6 to be able to remember it.
So just think on that as well, people. If you're having like loads of white feathers, or you're seeing like sometimes I'll get a kite just go and I'm like, oh, that's a message. And I'm like, okay, higher self, tell me what I need to know. Or something I was thinking about and a ray comes through the window, as I said. Or, spirit works in multiple ways depending on how we are responding. So just start being aware, start noticing what's going on around you and within. Notice your feelings, isn't it? And
And what I really want to say to people on a personal level is you are important and you are loved.
oh, beautiful. Oh, it's so beautiful. Yeah, no matter what you're doing, no matter how small or big your life feels right now. Yeah, totally.
Sometimes it's just for personal levels, personal lessons, just
Yeah,
being alive,
yeah, yeah. On a
just
soul,
being
isn't it?
alive,
Doing your own work, and
and
that's
just
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, amazing. Would you like to say a prayer to close, Chrystal?
Dear God, Great Spirit, Creator of all life, thank you for bringing us here today to inspire and to send out your loving divine light. Amen.
Beautiful. Amen. Thank you so much. So, my friends, thank you so much for joining us today. It's such a gift to be doing this work. I had this download a few years ago and I've been sat on it and it was like, okay, it's time now. So it's really lovely to be living that dream. So that's another thing I want to say. If you've had an idea and it hasn't happened yet, don't think you're failing. Just think it's just timing, and just hold on to the dream. Okay, don't like go buy a domain name and just have it there, and with the right time it will drop down and it will come out.
Nature teaches us lessons,
Yeah,
and it's that time of year where things are dying off.
yeah.
It's the
So
autumn,
sometimes it's
and we're
the
going,
spring,
it's the
sometimes
slowing down,
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
because when we're feeling, when you're like us and you feel like you should be doing, and we're run on motors, aren't we? We're always on
yeah,
the go,
yeah, yeah.
but it is okay to slow down.
Yeah, no, I'm totally
Okay to
taking
rest.
that message. Thank you. I will gladly receive that. And I said to my partner, I'm actually secretly glad the nights have gone quite, very drawn in, because that's it. It's like, oh well, I have to go to bed at 5, not go home at 5 and just hunker down. It's like a time of rest and that regeneration after the really busy summer. So yeah, hopefully you as viewers have received something from that. So I'm going to say thank you so much, Chrystal. Thank you for our guide team for bringing us together when they did. Thank you for all the beautiful blessings in our life, and so much love to you all. And I will see you next time on Ascension TV
Thank
Online.
you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Goodbye, and see you next time.